thought that I would stand here and say that I'm a candidate to be Prime Minister. But when I look at Boris Johnson and Jeremy Corbyn, I am absolutely certain I could do a better job than either of them.
Are you serious?
With his big lies, his brash promises and his attitude to women, it's clear who Boris Johnson is modelling himself on. Donald Trump. Of course, Donald Trump thinks that Boris is a wonderful guy, a great gentleman. I'm not sure that Donald Trump is the best arbiter of who's a gentleman.
Orange man bad. Boris is the British Trump. Boris hates women. Yeah, just throw that in there. Why not? He hates women, of course. Based on what? Based on what? And listen, I don't even like Boris, right? I think he's entertaining at times, but at the end of the day, he's just another fake conservative who only cares about the GDP. But for God's sake, Joe, these personal attacks didn't work on Trump, and they won't work on Boris. He hates women. He's a misogynist. Yeah, and you're a globalist shill that would accelerate the death of my nation.
Red or blue, it's all Brexit. It's all bad for our country. And wanting to stay in Europe is about choosing the kind of country that we want to be. Whether we are open or closed. Whether we're generous or selfish. Whether we stand united with our friends or stand alone in the world. Whether we say no to the populists in the White House and the Kremlin, or follow their example. Whether we fight for our children's future, or gamble with their chance in life.
It's always good to repeat your empty platitudes. Are we open or closed? Generous or selfish? What's selfish about people wanting a say on how their country is run? Or do we always have to take a back seat? Huh? We've always got to think about others, never ourselves, never what we want, no. You wouldn't want to be like Russia, would you? Ooh, boogeyman, Russia, ooh, be scared. Funny, for a woman who was channeling populist language earlier in her speech, now she has to bash it. Now she has to disavow, right? Yeah, use it for your own points. You know, you could use populist language to say, the mainstream parties don't care about you, they're stuck in the past. Red versus blue, what's it gonna be this time? But the term itself, populism, you've got to bash that because The Guardian has said it's bad. Populism is the will of the people, Joe. You clearly don't care about the people, that's obvious. Claiming to care about our children's future just completely goes against everything else you stand for. You may call me a bigot, you may call me a racist, you may call me, well, whatever you want to call me, I've had everything. But I don't want my future kids to grow up a minority in their classroom, or have political lobbies promoting gender transitions for them, or be denied career opportunities thanks to diversity quotas. And I could list many more things, I've already mentioned them in this video, so no thank you, Joe. Your message just doesn't resonate with me. I'm terribly sorry about that. But you know what, I think that's enough for today. The rest of the speech is more of the same, and I think I've made my point. And every video I've seen on YouTube of this speech has been so heavily downvoted. It's hilarious. So I think even liberals will agree with me here. Well, maybe not, but you know what I'm saying. The Liberal Democrats are a joke. You've got to wonder though, when you look at Jo Swinson, that odd look she has, you have to wonder if there's anyone home. The lights are on, but is anyone really there? I mean, when does ambition turn into delusion? And when does that delusion turn into pure insanity? The woman is a mentalist. The Liberal Democrats are treacherous. And to finish off, just to show you how quickly their message can be destroyed, how easily it can be blown to smithereens, listen to the first question asked from the journalists, a BBC journalist no less. So this isn't high IQ stuff, guys. But make note of just how simple this whole facade falls apart, alright?
Laura Kinsberg.
Thank you very much. Jo Swinson, you said this morning you want to bring the country together. But how would you do that if your plan is to disregard the vote of millions of people in the referendum of 2016, whether that's campaigning to stop Brexit in another referendum, or if you achieved your dream of a majority, revoking it altogether without even having another public vote?
As Liberal Democrats, we're standing up for what we believe in. and being very honest and straightforward about that. I recognise there are differences of opinion on this issue. And I think people recognise and appreciate that we are consistent and we are firm in what we are standing for. I think it's also true that there is very little reason to have confidence that there is a majority in this country for any specific Brexit path. So Theresa May's Brexit wasn't acceptable to Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson's Brexit isn't acceptable to Nigel Farage. There isn't a Brexit that commands a majority. We want to stop Brexit, and if we get a majority Liberal Democrat government, that is exactly what we will do.
Yes, there's no clear majority for a Brexit path apart from the Brexit vote itself, which you want to ignore. Good luck uniting the country and becoming the next Prime Minister, Joe. Let's see if telling the majority of British people to fuck off is a winning formula. Cheers.